Die, turkey!
Not today, Pilgrim. Not today. Bazooka!
Hello everyone and welcome back to Player One Start. Well, it's about that time of year again. You know, I once heard a joke that described Black Friday as the day that people pummel each other for deals for items they can't wait to get after the day of being thankful for what they already have. And yeah, that's one of many jokes that doesn't live up to today's standards, but I guess only in the way that the deals actually start on the day of Thanksgiving, not just Black Friday anymore. And while in years past I have usually been a part of the big crowds trying to go out and get some of those game deals, the last couple of years I've pretty well transitioned everything to online shopping. And I imagine this has been the trend across the country, as even before the craziness of the pandemic, people were already starting to online shop more than shopping in retail brick-and-mortar stores. And I have to say that I really do enjoy partaking in Black Friday shopping while in my pajamas in front of the fireplace. And in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing some of the finds that I got online. And if you spot any deals that you also grabbed yourself, please let me know in the comments below. And before I forget to say so, please remember to click on that subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when I make future posts, as I will be live streaming some of the game finds that I had from this video. That said, let's go ahead and dive right in, and the first game I was able to find was Super Monkey Ball Bananamania. You know, ever since getting an Xbox and Game Pass, I feel like my PlayStation 5 has been a bit neglected. And part of that is because I have a large game library for the Series X already through Game Pass, and I have to collect each of the titles I want for the PlayStation 5, other than the titles that come out on PlayStation Plus. But there are a couple reasons why I got Super Monkey Ball Bananamania. First off, it is actually a remake of the first 2 or 3 console games that were released in this series, and I have a lot of fond memories back in the day playing this with my friends and being very entertained by it. Another reason why I bought this is because there are very few games nowadays that I can get for my systems, or at least my modern consoles, that have same system multiplayer. Over the holiday weekend, I did have friends over, and we did play this game. We all had fun playing Super Monkey Ball Golf, Super Monkey Ball Bowling, Pool, and all of the other mini-games that they have in this compilation, and it was a lot of fun. I have also gone back and played through some of the single-player mode just to get used to the controls again, and I can tell you that very quickly this game does get very tedious. About after the first 10 or 20 stages, you can very easily figure out what you're supposed to do in the stage, but doing it and accomplishing your goal is another matter entirely. And when I look at other reviews, I can see that other people have problems with the controls, or problems with the tedious gameplay. The only thing I can account for in this game is that I really enjoy it for the multiplayer, and I think all of us had a lot of fun doing it. Although I think both of my friends will attest that the golf can be ridiculous at times. Overall, I felt it was very well worth the pickup on Black Friday. And getting the anniversary edition that comes with this neat little art book is a special bonus, especially in a day where game manuals and pack-ins with your game are very rare. My next pickup was a game called Riders Republic, and this game kind of took me by surprise as I've seen it get very decent reviews online. I saw that IGN gave it an 8 out of 10, and I also saw that user scores across multiple sites very highly rated this game and recommended it. And after popping it into my PlayStation 5, I was hooked. This is basically an extreme sports game where you can play as biking, snowboarding, skiing, and even wingsuit flying. And while this is not normally a game that I would go for, I actually am glad that I picked it up. As I said before, the gameplay is very addicting, and it kind of reminds me of playing a game like Tony Hawk, but in a huge open world environment. I should note the reason why I think the gameplay got so addicting is just because how easy this game is to pick up. It's definitely not a simulation type game. It has the kind of arcade feel that you would expect from a game like this. And after you get through the tutorial, you're actually given free reign over the game. You actually get to play through some very scenic environments, and the game just looks gorgeous. And you're able to just go around and just explore the environment if you'd like, or you can warp to locations if you're in a hurry to get to your next race. But as I said, I think I spent most of my time just exploring the environments. From what I've read about this game, the development team recreated the national parks used in this game by looking at GPS data and trying to design them as close as they could to what you would see in real life. I'm very glad I picked this one up, and I look forward to spending many more hours in this game. Ever since I heard they were making a new Hot Wheels game, I really wanted to get my hands on this. and it wasn't until Black Friday that I really felt like I would pull the trigger on it. I can't tell you how many hours I've pumped into playing Hot Wheels games on previous consoles. I think the one I remember the most was Hot Wheels Turbo Racing on the PS1 and the N64, and I think I had played a couple on the PlayStation 2, but I wasn't really as impressed with those. This game, on the other hand, is one I've been looking forward to trying, and did it live up to my expectations? I have to say, absolutely. I know when I first played this with some friends, we did some local couch co-op. One of them mentioned that they had played Hot Wheels Turbo Racing on the PS1, and they were a bit disappointed that they didn't make these Hot Wheels tracks like something that could have been in real life. They're all made using Hot Wheels tracks like you would in your house. At least all the ones that we've gotten to so far, and we're not very far into the game. I found that if you bump the difficulty up a bit too early before you're used to the controls, this game can become very difficult very quickly. But overall, I think this game is very well designed. Again, this game looks great on the PlayStation 5. And again, my friends and I gave this game a thumbs up. Tales of Arise was a game that I was actually not going to pull the trigger on, but at the last minute I decided, why not? There was actually one of my followers on Twitter that had recommended the Tales series of games to me, and until he recommended them to me, I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago, I had never played one. So I didn't really have any strong nostalgic ties to this series before going into this game, but I gotta tell you, I was very impressed with this entry so far. For those of you that are like me and were unfamiliar with this series, it is an action role-playing game, and this entry I believe marks the 17th in the actual series. And if you're a fan of this genre of games, I would definitely recommend giving this one a pick up. I think they did an excellent job on the battle system and really do a great job giving you enough tutorials to get used to it before you have to start grinding through on the gameplay. If I had one criticism, since I'm not too far into the game yet, I would say that there is a lot of just sitting and watching the screen in the first couple hours of your gameplay, at least there was for me. I didn't skip any of the cutscenes because I wanted to see what the story was like and try to get myself invested into the game, because I feel like with RPGs, if you're not that into the story, you're not going to have a very enjoyable experience. This is only the third Tales game that I've played in the last couple of years, so I'm not quite sure if I can tell you how it ranks in the rest of the series, but I did say, having not played any of the rest of the series, I wasn't lost on what to do, I still got into the story, and I would definitely recommend picking this up if you're a fan of action role-playing games, or if you're a fan of the Tales series especially. I think this is a good one so far. The next 2 games that I picked up is actually Judgment and Lost Judgment. This game itself is actually a spin-off of the Yakuza series, which I played a few entries from, so I was kind of curious what they were doing with this game franchise. The first game focuses on a private detective as he investigates a serial murder case in a fictional district of Tokyo, Japan. You can change between 2 different fighting styles in this game: Crane style, which you can focus on fighting different groups of enemies, and Tiger style, where you focus on fighting individuals. I haven't really gotten too far into this first entry to tell you exactly which style I prefer, but I did find that this is overall a solid gaming experience so far. I might say that not everyone would enjoy this game, but I think most people who enjoy your single-player run-throughs of beat-em-up style games may be into this, or if you're a fan of the Yakuza series, I would definitely say this one might be worth a pickup. Can't say anything about the sequel yet, because I feel like I have to beat through the first game before I get to the second one, so I guess it remains to be seen what I think of this franchise overall. Now here's a game that I can't say that I recommend, but I definitely wanted to give it a try because it's one of those games where when I hear one of the worst video games out there, it makes me think that I have to try it. So Nerf Legends is actually a first-person shooter with Nerf guns, but so far the reviews of this game have not been kind. And after just starting the single-player mode, I actually had a fun time with it so far, and I haven't really had very many issues that were mentioned in other people's reviews. I think because maybe I've been playing it a bit more, but I thought it had kind of an Overwatch look to it. But again, I'm not that far into it because I had a lot of games to play to get to this video, so we'll have to see how the rest of my playthrough goes through before I make a final judgment. Destruction AllStars I picked up because it was just $10, and it is a PlayStation Studios title, so I thought, why not give this one a chance? What's interesting to me is that the fact that the reviews for this game are really all over the place. But I'm really of the opinion that game reviews that are really overly negative towards a game can't really be too accurate. And with my initial playthrough, I have to admit I've only played this game maybe 20-30 minutes. I thought it was actually really good. and especially for 10 bucks. Now, I will say if I had paid the full 70 back in the day, I may not have been as kind to this game. I mean, it's still good, but is it $70 good for what this game is? Really what it is it's just kind of like a demolition derby. You get your vehicles, you can actually get out of your vehicle and run around trying to get into another vehicle, and really it's just trying to destroy your opponents. If I had to pick a game that it kind of reminds me of is maybe a little like Twisted Metal. I mean, I see hints of that in this gameplay and the fact that you get around in a vehicle and try to destroy one another. And this is the kind of casual game that I can jump in and out of where I don't really have to dedicate hours into beating the game or, get back to it before I forget how the controls work. It's just a game I can easily get in and out of, play for 10 minutes when I have time, and it's fun. Definitely recommend it for PlayStation 5 owners, especially if you can get it on the cheap. Now, just looking at the cover of this box art, seeing SpongeBob on the front cover would really make me usually avoid a title like this. Yes, I was born way too late for the SpongeBob craze, and I was one of the people who got very annoyed as my niece and nephew, when they were younger, used to watch SpongeBob, and I didn't really care for it as an adult. And I've heard that from a lot of parents of that time frame in the mid-2000s where they were annoyed with SpongeBob, but for some reason their kids loved him. But if you also look at the box art, you'll see Reptar from Rugrats, which is from my time frame. You have Cat Dog, and even a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle on the cover. And I think the thing that drew me to this title at first was the price, but also the fact that I really wanted to try a game that is really meant to compete against Super Smash Bros. In my experience, especially in the past, no brawler that has come out has been able to even come close to the playability of Super Smash Bros. And I didn't expect this game to get to that level, but I really wanted to see how close they would get. And again, I was also looking for games that supported couch co-op multiplayer. And believe it or not, even though I'm in my mid-30s, I did end up enjoying my initial playthrough of this game. Again, I'm not very far into it, but I was able to find some characters that I liked. I especially like the inclusion of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because I can play as Leonardo or Michelangelo, even April O'Neil from that show. And I think anyone who has a PlayStation or an Xbox, and you have kids, and you wanted to look for like a Super Smash Bros. Type game for those systems, so you can have fun playing it with your kids, I would definitely recommend this game. It didn't quite get to the level of what I think Super Smash Bros. Would be. In fact, I kept thinking this game felt a bit cheap. I can't really describe it much more than that, other than to say that the game definitely needed a bit more polish. I think this is a step in the right direction though, and if they decided to come up with a sequel for this game has the potential to become that rival to Super Smash Bros. And for what I paid for this game on Black Friday, I think it was worth it to me, so definitely a good pickup, and I just wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. I really was expecting a huge flop when I bought this game. The last PS5 that I picked up that has already come in was Deathloop. I was hesitant to pick this up at full price because I feel like this game's just been way overhyped, and it can't possibly live up to the 10 out of 10 rating that it has. Sadly, since I've gotten a lot of games in a short space of time, I have not had a chance to try it out yet. So you will have to let me know in the comments what I'm going to be looking forward to. Is this game actually as good as they say, or am I going to be disappointed? While the PlayStation 5 was my priority for collecting titles during Black Friday, I did pick up a few for the Nintendo Switch as well, starting with Bravely Default 2. I also picked up Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, but I haven't had a chance to play either of these two titles yet because I've been way too busy playing this next one. One of the games I was most looking forward to getting to this holiday season was Cruisin Blast. I have been looking at gameplay of this and the trailers and just all of the reviews coming in for this game, and they have all been very positive, and I was really looking forward to picking up this game. So yes, I've already gone through, beat through the career mode on both easy and medium by now, and I gotta tell you, it is exactly what I thought it would be. This is a return to form to those arcade racers of the 90s. Cruisin Blast is definitely a priority to pick up if you haven't already gotten one. When it comes to remasters such as Sonic Colors Ultimate here, I always wait until they get discounted before I decide to pick them up, because it's a game I've already played. So if you haven't played this game, I definitely recommend a pickup, and if you have played it, what a way to celebrate Sonic's 30th anniversary with playing one of the best games in the series. Now I know what you're thinking, I've already picked up a lot of games in this run that I don't usually get, but because the deals were so good, I decided to pick up at least one more item. And that is Mario Kart Live. I've been wanting to get one of these ever since they first announced them, but I wasn't going to pay $100 for it. It's not that I didn't think it was worth it, it's just I didn't think I would get the amount of playtime out of it that I would need to for a game that cost $100. So this just came in the mail today, actually, and I had to get this video out, so I have not had a chance to play it, but believe me, I will be trying this game out. I will say that the retailer that I bought this from did have the game very well packed, but the box ended up being squished and ripped in one of the corners, so I guess that's kind of a hazard to be aware of, that if you order this online, it may be a bit damaged by the time it gets to you. But that was not the case with the Luigi edition, which I also ended up picking up. I ended up getting these for about $50 each, plus tax and free shipping, so it was basically buy one, get one free at that point. And I'm more along the lines of playing with the games that I buy rather than keeping them for collectability, but I decided I might actually keep one of these boxed up just because I feel like this is a game that not very many people would have actually sprung and purchased because it was so expensive. And there you have it. This is everything that I've gotten on Black Friday that has shipped and arrived at my house. There's actually more that I ordered online that hasn't come in yet. So if you'd like to see the rest of that in a part 2, just let me know and I'll get to work on that for next Thursday. Also let me know in the comments below what you guys found over Black Friday, if you partook in any deals. Let me know if there's anything in particular from today's finds that you guys would like to see on Monday's live stream. And if that live stream's already happened, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description below, as well as at the end of this video. That said, that is going to wrap things up for now. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. If you like this video and you'd like to help out with future projects on this channel, please consider supporting me on Patreon. Also, if you enjoy the content of this channel, please remember to click on this subscribe button. Again, I want to thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.